Bienvenue à Les Affaires Brassicoles, votre balado sur l'entrepreneuriat brassicole du Québec, avec Leonardo Calcagno de Barman.
Hi, my name's Cyril Marr. I'm the president of BrewWizz. We're a small company in Nova Scotia. We make equipment for craft brewers, specifically for carbonation right now. We have a product called the Wizz. We put the bubbles in beer.
That's great, man. So can you tell me, how does it work, your company? I mean, how does it work, your equipment?
Okay, so basically we hook up to your bright tank, your conditioning tank. So then we measure temperature, we measure your head pressure. We use a formula based on Henry's law. We use those two numbers that are super accurately measured, and you put in the volumes you want. So then it gives a target pressure in your headspace. So once you dial in your volumes you want, it says that your target pressure is going to be this. You turn on your CO2. It flows into your stone. You set the flow rate on the flow meter that's attached to our machine, and then it'll flow until it reaches the target pressure. So, and then once it's ready, it'll maintain that until you're ready to package. Once you're ready to package, you switch it from carbonation mode into head transfer mode, and then you can, instead of pushing the CO2 into the stone, it puts it into the headspace and maintains that headspace pressure while you're canning or bottling.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, it works pretty good.
Yeah, because I know I've seen you guys like 5-6 years ago in Quebec, and I remember going afterwards. So how much has the market changed since you guys started like maybe 6 years ago? Besides having more brewers. Sure.
Well, more brewers. Certainly, a lot of brewers are growing, and as they're growing, I think one of the big things that happened during the last couple of years is a lot of people went from just serving to canning and bottling, and so they found that they needed that extra control because they couldn't be right there controlling it. So they wanted to make sure that when they went to package it, that it was the right level of carbonation and they maintained that. So we found a lot of people buying canning equipment, and the next thing they're buying our Wizz because they want to control that better. Yeah.
Okay. And can you use it with your cell phone? That's how this works. What kind of wiring it is?
Yeah. So what happens now? We just came out with a new app. It's free to download. You can download it. It comes up with calculations, and it can show you what your pressures are at, both your CO2 in, your headspace pressure, what temperature you're at. It gives a graph that shows how your carbonation went. Like you have a plot that shows your carbonation, so you can have like a repeatable process to show in your QA people, if you want. And then the other thing that it does, it can send you notifications. Say if somebody left the manway slightly ajar and it's not quite sealed, so it'll send you a leak detection. There's a leak on your system so that you won't be just losing CO2 while you're trying to do stuff. So you can be at home or at a conference like this, and you can be just waiting for, and you get a notification. You say, oh, something's wrong. Somebody forgot to close something here.
Run now.
Somebody do something about this. Well, actually, when we were trying this out, we had a guy, we were trying it out at a brewery in England, a friend of my partner, and he had an alarm that said his glycol was too warm. So he went into his brewery, and sure enough, his panel had switched off, and so his beer was warming up. So he switched it back on. He went back home. A couple hours later, he got another notification that his glycol was warming again. He went in, his panel was on fire. So he said, man, it saved my brewery. So it gives you notifications. It'll let you know when it's ready to package. So
and plus, right now, everybody with no staff, less staff going on, automation, all that stuff. I think it's very important to have automation and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's sort of one of those things that as a brewer, you're probably really concerned about, you're babying your beer as you go through, but as you grow, you want to pass that process on to people that may not be as knowledgeable or take as, they're not going to baby it as much as you. But so you want to give them that tool to allow them to say, just set, these are the numbers that you want to set it for, and you can trust that it's going to work like that there. So you can have your staff do that as you grow. Yeah.
What is the biggest trend that you see in your business? I mean, you've been in your business almost 10 years with your company building, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What kind of trends do you see right now after COVID-19, people going like that?
Well, like I said, like a lot of people going to packaging, a lot of people selling cans more. So they need that control so that when they go to package it, they don't want to have short fills. They don't want to be spilling beer. You don't want any wastage like that. So as they move to that, they're rather than just serving in a tap room, you need that extra control. It works well just on serving tanks as well, but it's that extra control you need when you're going to have people just packaging all your beer for you. Yeah.
Well, right now we have like a CO2 shortages right now.
Yeah.
Prices are going up like that. How can BrewWizz help out at times like that?
Well, we did a study about 4 years ago with the FizzWizz, with a new brewery, and with as they were setting it up, and they had a contract brewer came in to help them set it up and do all that. We did a study with them before the FizzWizz and after the FizzWizz, and they saved roughly around 30% on their CO2. Yeah, so you can make your money back, and not to mention the amount of beer that they could send out for sale, like at the liquor commissions.
Not getting back.
Not getting back because of short fills. Yeah,
excellent.
Exactly. So yeah, it saves it. It was a very fast return on investment.
So besides the equipment you have, what else kind of service that you provide also?
Oh, we do, well, technical support, like, if you're having issues. So like if you're having issues, a lot of things we find is not people are not only making beer, but they're also making hard seltzers, or they're making kombucha or teas. Yeah. And so, we're getting a lot of people that aren't as experienced as brewers asking questions about carbonation. And so they, it's a new thing for them. So we help them work out their process so that they make sure that they get a nice, consistent carbonation level for their product, whether it's a kombucha or a hard seltzer or a beer, of course. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and have a great trade show.
Oh, I thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah.